Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a special one because I'm excited to share with you my IVF journey back when we first started in January 2019. I know it has been 4 years, but it's still fresh in my mind because back in those days I had the journal, I had documented, jot down all the progress of my IVF journey. I'm also gonna talk about the steps and basic procedure of the IVF. I also know that many couples that are going through the same process are looking for tips and guidance. And I am here to share my personal experiences and insights that I have gained during in those process. So please keep watching. And a little bit of background story. My husband and I knew that we wanted to start a family. And we also knew that we needed additional support. So that's when we started looking into IVF or in vitro fertilization. And what is IVF? IVF is a process where the egg and the sperm are fertilized outside the human body. And it transfers back into the uterus. I like the natural light, so if it doesn't bother you that I look like I'm so white, so just keep watching. To be continued. So IVF is a complex procedure and it can take several weeks and it can take multiple attempts to get the result you wanted. And in the end, it can be a life-changing. So everything is worth the wait. And as long as you are hopeful and you are patient to the process. First step in our IVF journey was to find the right fertility clinic and the right doctor. And so we did a research and found a specialist doctor that is in town. We didn't have to travel far away, so that's a plus. And the doctor we found, he is very kind, compassionate, and he gave us honest opinion. He was straightforward. Another advice I can give you is that find the right fertility clinic that had a high success rate. Once you have found the right place, the next step is to undergo a testing if IVF is the right plan for you. And your doctor will come up with the best treatment plan that would suit your needs. Everyone is different and it's not a one-size-fits-all. Mine probably is the shortest one. Other ones, they have to do like a longer IVF treatment. Okay, so once we had a plan in place, our doctor recommended to take birth control pills. This helps manage the timeline of your menstruation. After taking my birth control, we then started the hormonal injection, or what we call it, ovarian stimulation. That is actually the first step in the IVF treatment. This is where the ovaries are stimulated using the fertility medication to encourage the production of multiple eggs. As for me, I think this is like the most challenging part for me is the ovarian stimulation because you have to administer the medication every day at the same time. And I was lucky enough that my husband, he is very supportive throughout the process. He would administer because I'm afraid of the needles. I don't like being poked. After the ovarian stimulation, the next step is egg retrieval. This is a minor surgical procedure where the eggs are extracted using a needle guided by an ultrasound. This procedure can take up to 20 to 30 minutes and you won't feel a thing because you'll be under sedation. So after the surgery, our nurse called us like so quick, probably like an hour or so. And she informed us that we had a total of 9 eggs, but unfortunately, only 5 of those eggs were mature enough to go through the next step is the fertilization. Speaking of fertilization, that is the next step after the egg retrieval. And there are 2 methods of fertilization. One is the traditional IVF where the eggs and sperm are put together in the dish and they naturally go together and become an embryo. And the second method of the IVF is called the ICSI or intracytoplasmic sperm injection. where they inject the sperm into the egg directly. That's why they call it intra, to put it inside, right? Sounds very smart and scientific. So those are the two methods of the fertilization. In my case, we only did the natural or tradition. So my story, after the fertilization, we found out that we only have one viable embryo that is ready for transfer. So we are still happy that there's one left. There's one left. So we are still fortunate in this process, I think. So we then schedule our transfer day. So speaking of transfer day, this is when they transfer the embryo back into your uterus. And this is done under ultrasound guidance, and it is quick, and you're gonna be awake and you're not gonna feel anything. So the last step of the IVF treatment is the pregnancy test. So after your transfer, you'll be waiting at least like 10 to 14 weeks. And those days, that 2 week, they call it 2 week waiting period, is the most nerve-wracking process of the entire process, because it felt like time was standing still and we were just counting the days where we could take the pregnancy test. But I couldn't wait, so I had to take my pregnancy test on my 5th day after the transfer day. And guess what? The result came positive. So it means I was pregnant, and I was starting to feel like symptoms, like there's slight cramps. I think because of the HCG levels in my body, that my hormones felt like I was already pregnant, because that's the hormones medications are for, is to prepare your body for a baby. So happy when I saw that positive on my pregnancy test. I was like really hopeful, and my doctor told me that we are pregnant. And so we are so happy and so blessed that after all that challenge, in the end, it was worth doing it. And there you have it, the steps and procedure of the IVF treatment. And if you are going through the same journey, know that you are not alone. There are actually plenty of resources online where it helps you and guide you and give you tips on the steps of the IVF treatment. You can also talk to your doctor, your nurse, and there are people that understand your family, your friends. Those are your support system. And if you could join a group of IVF, because it will help you get through the process, and don't give up hope. Anything is possible with a little bit of science and a whole lot of prayers. I hope you found this video informative and helpful, and I wish you all the best of luck on your own IVF journey. Thank you for watching. Bye now.